and they've bumped into this expansion. Ouch, look at those tanks getting pulverised. And I've kept this back, so I'm using its view range but not the armour, and look, it's been caught and overrun. But now my tanks are up front.
Battle control initialized.
Hello there, comrades and cannon fodder. It's Dvoid here. Welcome, I've got a 1v1 multiplayer game, and we're on the 2023 version of ladder version of the Timian map. I'm using Russia. My opponent's using Germany for this one. We've got a couple of spectators, and this isn't my most recent game. This is from a few nights ago, 2-3 nights ago maybe, roughly, something like that. And I've meant to post these since I had the game, but I haven't got round to it till just yet. So I'm sending my engineer straight for the oil derrick. My opponent looks like they've gone for 5 rifles and they are spreading out. Looks there, one spectator asked what does gutted mean. Right, well, I must have mentioned that at some point. Gutted means disappointed or gutted. It's bad. If it's bad, that's what gutted means. Something really bad happened, you're gutted. That's what it means, if anyone doesn't know. And they've got a couple of rifles heading towards, you know, my way, looking for the engineer. Just as I've done, I've lost mine. But these rifles have actually made it through quite nicely. But I've discovered them. And that was by accident because I was sending rifles back to base. So I've discovered the presence of a few rifles. I've got to keep this engineer safe. I don't know how many are there. But you can see it's dividing my attention. And let's have a look at how many rifles we went for each. Probably about the same, but I've lost a few. And my opponent has split these few rifles. And they are looking for the engineer, I bet. And also going on a little scout mission here and there. So I'm still aware of enemy units there. You know, it's disrupting my usual routine. I've sent a group of rifles this way, wondering if the enemy have left this vulnerable. Obviously, I find out that's not the case. Blimey, my rifles are having a really hard time. I've killed 2, my opponent's killed 11. Luckily, I haven't lost my engineer yet. We've got 2 oil derricks each. Now, my opponent's left those rifles there. Now, you see, they can check when my ore trucks start to turn up. Or use them to scout somewhere else. Yeah, he's in low power. I don't know why. Obviously, because he hasn't got enough power plants, but is, you know, whether he accidentally sold one or didn't build it in the first place, I'm not sure. Just noticed one of the spectators making the comment about the power. I mean, it wasn't down to me, as far as I'm aware. Now, my opponent sent this ranger. It's got an engineer in there, so maybe they're hoping to get the oil derrick at the back. They may launch some sort of distraction in the meantime. Now, I've sent my APC because I'm searching out these rifles that have been irritating me, and I knew there was some left, so I'm just having a look. I've taken out the couple back there. And there's the service depot. My opponent's left that out of the way, hidden back there. You see, I'm moving more rifles into position. I'm aware there's something going on. Sending the odd rifle scout out here and there. And look, I'm aware there's something there. Look, I'm trying to find it and cut it off. Looks like I forgot my war factory production, according to that player. And I've caught the ranger. Let's have a look at our production. My opponent's place that refinery I have. I'm not sure. Maybe a slight delay after I placed that before I started building the MCV. That's the most likely delay that usually happens with me. Actually forgot on one of his power plants. Yeah, it looks like it. And I'm moving forward here. I've decided to go in this direction for my expansion. Now, it's not the best idea, because obviously this is a far smaller patch than this one. This is the first patch you should secure, but so far it looks like, you know, I've got the area guarded and I can expand there when I need to. I am at 11,000 army value, my opponent's at 9, and I've churned out my first heavy tanks. My opponent's got mediums. And their first expansion setup, mine is as well, and I've got this eco transfer. But the thing is about expanding on this map, this patch of ore does last a good while. You know, it's distant mining, but it lasts and regrows. It's a decent ore patch here. It's well worth hanging on to your home base. But we've got some sort of scouting force. The army's making scouting moves looking for my forces, and they're bumped into this expansion. Ouch, look at those tanks getting pulverised. And I've kept this back, so I'm using its view range but not the armour, and look, it's been caught and overrun. But now my tanks are up front and hopefully screening my troops. I've got some base defences starting to work. Now my opponent's fallen back. We're both at 9,000 army value after that clash. Let's see, I'm moving forward a bit. Yeah, I'm going for that oil derrick. Yeah, my opponent moved forward nicely. I had to send that tank back. Yeah, the base defence that was what was keeping me in that. Yeah, I've got another one thankfully, but I've got a tank there now. But we're really pushing it. I shouldn't really have moved forward there. I should have sent maybe a couple of flamers to knock out the oil derrick and then leave it at that, rather than losing all those units. We're still even at 6,000, but, you know, I shouldn't have moved forward like that. My opponent's building up defences, very effective. And now I've got this expansion set up. I should move one of those to here, and two of these at least, if not, yeah, I am doing, look, they're dropping off their ore supply and then moving this way. And I'm keeping my engineer on site at the front, but just because I like to look for chances to use the engineer. But my opponent's gathering a force over here. We're both at 9,000, I've just ticked to 10. So's my opponent, but yeah, this force is moving around and I've got nothing here. It looks like all my attention is focused over here, and I'm trying to think about what to do. And look, there we go, I've got the warning of these rifle guards, and am I reacting? Doesn't look like I've heard it. Yes, now I have. Yeah, my all trucks are escaping. I'm sending that tank back. I've got a second war factory. And that base defence did its job. You know, left all alone like that. And they're moving forward, going for the right targets. They're knocking out my service depot. And I knew I'd lost it, but I have to make the best defence I can. I've got tanks, enough tanks for screening. That's quite effective, but... yeah, now you see these guys are falling back. That's a nuisance that I can't afford to leave at the back of my base. But this is my counter-attack. I'm trying to hit the enemy here, and it looks like I've caught them. They're quite vulnerable. But my opponent is also attacking here. And I've got solid defences, but this isn't a good situation. And I've dealt with that force pretty much. And they're moving forward. They shouldn't really have done that. They could have... yeah, look, I'm finishing them off. Look, my attack moves. Moving here. But my opponent's destroyed my construction yard. It doesn't even look I was fully aware of that. Now I am. I'm moving these ore trucks away. This attack is probably my primary focus. Look, I'm driving all trucks off, but I'm trying to do some damage. And I haven't got the tools to do damage here. I can't destroy structures. I can't really win any more engagements by pressing here. I should have saved the 5 heavy tanks. But I'm gathering this force and I've lost my expansion and my expansion MCV. That's very bad. So now obviously I'm aware I've lost this force. And I've got this, but I can't build heavy tanks because I lost my service depot. But I've got radar dome. So let's have a look. My power is low, but I think if I shut that down, look, I'm hunting for these and turning back. Very indecisive. I'm reacting to what the enemy's going to do, which you can't do that. That's the losing situation. And I'm defending here. There we go. Yeah, I'm okay for power now. 9,000 army value to me, 10,000 to my opponent. So it's fine for army value. It's just the positioning that I'm out. Not good. And look, it's crying out for a Gren drop. Absolutely. And I've got APCs now because I don't have any service depot, and I've lost my second war factory. That's savage. And I've sent this attack running for now, and I've packed up my MCV. I've got a V2 there. Oh dear, no, I don't want to lose ore trucks to a turret. Oh dear, and I've lost, that's the second ore truck. Now the thing is, that's not good because I actually need them right now. And I don't know where. I was thinking of setting up the MCV there, but there's probably best. And look, I'm engaging, but the tanks aren't up front. I'm using the V2 as best I can, but I was hoping for hits on the structure. I should have focused completely on the troops, but now look, my army's been destroyed and the V2 can't even escape. Good turn and fire, get one last, nah, should have done. But my opponent's got helicopters now and basic units. They haven't gone for artillery yet by the looks of it. But I've got this set up and I'm at 4,000 army value. My opponent's at 13 now. So this is slowly been a defeat, a slow defeat, sadly. But I'm still trying, look, I'm not giving up. And I'm winning engagements, it's just I'm reacting to the enemy, and that's not good. You can't do that because they control the game. Even with a smaller army value, they'd beat you if you're just reacting like that, because they can send small forces to attack and distract you. I've got my thieves, some thieves, look. And I'm trying to focus a force here and go for infiltrations and captures. They've got lots of cash, I haven't, so I do need the infiltrations. So, how's that look? Right. Come on, get the infiltrations done. Oh dear, look. And there's one, 4,300. Go on, it's alright. And there's 1,900, so there's a nice infiltration. I could have tried to steal that, but I need the cash, and I've got a capture here, they can't sell it. But, I think I've lost my... Oh, look, the helicopters killed the engineer. Gunning the troops down. I'm shooting the power. Oh yeah, I'm getting some helicopters, look. Stop. Stop. That's it, shoot the helicopters. There's another one. Yes, I got rid of some helicopter value. Some value in helicopters, but look, my... everything's broken down. Shattered my infrastructure, and there's artillery being used now. And it was like I focused a fair bit of strength for that, for those infiltrations. I'm at 2,000, now 3 to 19,000, that's not good. It was like 2 to 20,000 at one point, but I'm training engineers for captures and they've been caught by this helicopter, look. If he notices, that's not good. And look, they have. They're shooting the engineers, and I knew at that point that's the end of that. So there you go, there's that one. A bit harsh, you know, but It was a good fight, a good battle. I enjoyed it. It was just, you know, I saw some pretty silly mistakes in there that I made that I didn't need to. You know, far from it. But I'll go through the graphs and charts and stuff for you. I'm just to be honest, I'm trying to decide whether to add a second replay to this. But there's the army graph. I'm the light red, and you can see my opponent slightly behind there at the early. They did move ahead slightly early on for a couple of minutes, but they're behind for a few minutes, and then I take some losses. We both do, and I think we were even for a fair bit. And then I actually did go ahead to a worthwhile amount for a minute or so. And then after, it looks like about just after 10 and a half minutes, it was a losing struggle from that point on. My earnings, yeah, that's not good. So I did okay, but after the midway point, you know, I was losing income. But look at the infiltrations. There was a couple of nice thief infiltrations. Quite nice. Always good to get some thievery done. Right, my opponent's army, helicopters, artillery, or helicopter, I should say, maybe. Artillery, few tanks and troops. Let's have a look at the army values. 21,000 army value, yeah, they did well. And I lost 27 structures, my opponent lost 11. I killed 244 units, my opponent killed 325. I destroyed 59,000 credits worth of my opponent's assets. My opponent got 87, so it was a beating. That's clear. And my opponent's replacing the radar dome. I think I destroyed theirs during this last attack down here. I destroyed the radar dome. Didn't get them into low power by the looks of it. Yeah, they're replacing that radar dome, look. They can still build helicopters, though. Once they've got helipads, even if you lose the radar dome, it doesn't matter. The helipad allows you to construct helicopters once you've got it. That's one good thing. In fact, that's a useful idea. When you build a radar dome, it's probably a good idea. I always say, especially with Soviets, construct an airfield and place it as soon as you can, because they're cheap. They only take 20 power, plus it starts to count down your support powers straight away. But another good point of doing that is, if you lose your radar dome because it's a prime target, if you build an airfield or a helipad and you lose your radar dome to an enemy attack later, you've still got the capacity to build the capability to build helicopters or aircraft, even if you lose your radar dome. So that investment of the radar dome is still paying off. It's still got some value, even if you lose it, if you've actually got an airfield as well. And you've got your support powers as well, so the sooner the better you start that. You know, it's how it is with the support powers. But even with the allies, it's I think now it's just as important to build a helipad, because if you lose the radar dome, it shows you this example. My opponent was still capable of building helicopters, and they also could have saved them a fair bit of grief, because the engineers may have captured this. You never know. You never know. So that's a good idea. In future, I'm going to make more of a point of placing a helipad or an airfield straight after a radar dome, and try and place it in a separate place, so that if I lose the radar dome, I've still got an airfield, and I can still build some tech assets. Yeah, that's a useful idea, I think. But I was at 29 actions per minute. My opponent was at 67, so they were rapidly giving orders. There's our scores, 672 to 858. And there's all your stats and graphs and tabs, etc. I hope you enjoyed that one. I'll make this a single replay post, I think, just so it uploads quickly, and I've got a recent one for viewers to enjoy. And I'll add the second post because I've got another game that I fought against the same player pretty quickly. I've got a few games from the same night, so I'll post the rest soon. I'll keep them as quality replays because they are good, they're quality games. So thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, the replay, give us a sub and a like. Take good care of yourselves. Thank you very much again, and until next time, goodbye.
Battle control terminated.